The tour is great. The tour had like kind of I would say like a soft start where like the first couple shows I had my tour bus, but I was doing these Bacardi shows that weren't really my tour yet. And then right as we were about to start the tour, my first opener, Rai Rai, had to like cancel all her shows. And then I hired Theophilus London to come on board. And then it all worked out where like my light show and Theophilus were all going to start in Houston, which was the third show of my tour. So like the first week I had my bus, I was traveling, I was doing shows, but it was like Bacardi and then these shows that were kind of like pre everything being ready. And then as of last weekend, I've had like the full package that was planned. Light show, openers, traveling. So it's been good. It's fun. I mean, just playing live venues as a DJ. It's really different.
You tour pretty much your own, don't you?
Pretty much.
How many shows you
Not supposed to, but I kind of end up doing that.
Right.
Yeah.
How many shows you think you do in a given year?
I think I'm scared to count.
I'm scared to count.
Yeah. I don't know. The live experience?
Mm-hmm.
It depends what kind of events I do. I think I'm a DJ that does quite different shows. Sometimes I do clubs, sometimes I do concert venues, sometimes I do festivals.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes there's like miscellaneous shows, and even within each of those, like, some of them will be more hip hop, some of them will be more electro, some of them is just kind of like an indie mishmash or whatever. So it varies a lot. A lot of people ask me if my shows are different in such and such country or overseas or whatever, and like to me it's a lot more about specifically what party am I doing that night.
Right. That's
what really changes. I don't have like, the thing is I improvise a lot of my, like at least maybe like 60-70% of my sets is improvised.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't have like a set for like some hipster electro party and then a set for a hip hop party.
Right.
If anything, like the afternoon before the show, I'll just be like, what do I want to play tonight? Put a few songs aside, and I already have a lot of stuff that I know already works, and then I just kind of run with it. So I don't know.
You were the youngest DMC winner?
Yeah, the youngest DMC. I was 15 when I won the DMC World Championships in '97. I would definitely say that my background in turntablism is a part of how I DJ. I really try to make that my identity as a DJ. I think there's a lot of DJs who might play some of the music that I enjoy now, and even when it gets pretty close overall to like what I like to play, then there's the whole kind of technical side to how I play my records that I try to use to stand out from other DJs. I did 2 mix CDs around the same time earlier this year, Infinity Plus One and the Fabric Live CD. Well, the Infinity mix, I did it kind of towards the end of last year. And they were originally supposed to come out kind of a few months apart, and then I kept kind of lagging with the Infinity one, and then the label pushed it back, and then I took longer, and it ended up being like really back to back. And they're both quite different. The Infinity CD, when I made it, I was really trying to think of the target, like where I was gonna go. Like, the CD is on Thrive. It's not on my own label. It's a label called Thrive. So, why am I doing a CD on another label? Well, they have kind of a bigger reach into the chains and the whole marketing budget. And aside from the fact that they're used to clearing songs for compilations and stuff. So, but if they have this reach, if they can get into the chains, that's one thing. So I wanted to make something that could appeal to a lot of people. And that explains for, I guess, like the fact there's a lot of melody. It's very song-based. And even that concern also came from the thought of like, all right, who's going to listen to a compilation CD or a mix CD? I wanted it to be playable like in boutiques and stuff.
Right.
Or like, in someone's car or something. Like it's not meant to reflect one of my sets at a nightclub, in other words. So I was looking for songs that were catchy that people would grow attached to. Like, oh yeah, the Infinity Plus One CD, I love that CD. It's got song number 4 and song number 12. I love like that kind of relationship that people can have with a good compilation. And what I ended up stumbling upon was this sort of neo disco, like very synthy, like very flourished, like sort of Italo influence or 80s influenced sound that's, you know, pretty current right now anyways. So I went and found, you know, a bunch of songs that fit that mold kind of sonically. But and then of course, like a lot of stuff I do, there's a couple curveballs in there and a couple of weirder things. But and then I tried to assemble it in a way that was pretty creative. Because I thought, you know, okay, if there's a CD that kind of has a unifying sound to it, then I could make it into a whole montage where the whole thing is one listening experience. So I really went in and you know, did a lot of editing, added some parts to the songs, and really tried every mix, every transition from one song to the next. I wanted to have something unique about it, and never wanted to do like the same effect from one mix to another mix. So I kind of made my life complicated with that CD. And the Holy Ghost song is old. It's, you know, 2 years old, but they told me that I don't think it was ever approved for a compilation. And I know the guys, and they're like, okay, we'll approve it for your CD, and you'll have kind of like the only comp with that, which is cool. And I think, yeah, it's a little bit old, but it's still one of the best songs on the CD. And I figured like the audience that can go buy this at Best Buy or whatever, maybe, you know, they probably don't know the song, so it gives it some new legs. 82 or something, yeah, something like that. Yeah. As old as me. Yeah, and then the irony is that now I released an Alexander Robotnik single on my label, one of his new songs. But yeah, that was cool too. I mean, I think that's just like, you know, he's the godfather of Italo, and the whole CD has loosely an Italo influence, like a lot of arpeggiated synths and stuff. So I just wanted to tie that in. Cool. James Yule.
It's an awesome song.
Yeah, it's great. He's a British singer, and I think I originally grabbed it off a blog just because it was a Prince Thomas edit, and anything that's Prince Thomas or Lindstrom, I grab, I listen to, and that one just felt like an end of mix type of song.
Yeah, it's a great coda.
Yeah. Fool's Gold is great. There's, you know, we have a pile of singles that are always ready to come out, and we're like we pretty much play catch up with our stack of singles that we want to put out. Like, we have these records that are ready to come out, and as soon as our art director can pump out a cover, then we put it out and work on the next one, put it out, and there's more stuff that gets added to the pile, and we're just always kind of running after it.
Give us a preview of it.
Yeah, sure. I mean, the last records that we put out were the Alexander Robotnik single, and what just came out, the old Trackademics from San Francisco was not too long ago also, and now we're about to release this Crookers Remixes EP that we signed a long time ago, like over a year ago, and we got some of our friends to do remixes of some of their songs, and there's this German producer called Malente who did a kind of a party record with some really good remixes on it. Bag Raiders from Australia, and Duck Sauce, of course. Duck Sauce is my record with Armand van Helden. It's coming in the fall. But one of the big steps for us is our first compilation CD, which is coming in the fall also. So, you know, Fool's Gold was kind of established for the first 2 years of its existence through a lot of branding, you know, 12 inches every month, tours, branded tours, merch, you know, just a strong image, and also a very direct relationship with the DJs, and that's the foundation of the label. And now we're growing a little bit more. We're like starting to sign bands, you know, stuff that we're going to announce soon. So yeah, new signings, the compilation CD kind of entering a whole other level of awareness, and even more tours.
Nice.
Yeah.